No wonder that so many women end up progressives after they grow up in conservatism or Christian nationalism when it's made so clear how much they hate women. Just a few of the messages that were pushed on me as a woman growing up in this culture. I was told that men would think I was trashy if I had more than one ear piercing, and that would somehow get in the way of me finding a husband, which of course was the only goal. In a conversation where I was saying, I want to cut my hair short, I've wanted to do that for so many years, but I haven't done it because of the internalized misogyny within me, the person I was having the conversation with straight up said, "You wouldn't look good with short hair. No woman looks good with short hair." When I was 7 years old, I was wearing a tankini and I was told that I had too much tummy fat. I was 7. When I was either 20 or 21, I was working in a team of men who were all in their 40s and married, and a woman at church came up to me unprompted and said that God gave her a dream about how I was going to ruin one of these marriages simply by being on this team. One time I was in a therapy session with a Christian therapist working through my relationships with men, and she straight up told me that I attract bad men because I wear too much makeup. Mind you, at this time, I was struggling with severe acne and trying to cover it because of how insecure I was. Another thing with the ear piercings, they would also make sororities not want me. I didn't rush, I didn't want to rush, I didn't even go to a school that had sororities, but apparently that was like a big thing. When I was in my 20s, I didn't go on a date for probably about a year because no one asked me out, and I was told that men in my church didn't want to date me because I was too much. I didn't want to date anyone there, but apparently it was on me. I noticed that girls my age, whatever age that was, were constantly being pitted against each other, and a way that I was pitted against other girls was being told, you're prettier than her because you're a classic beauty. I don't know what that means, but I remember as a child feeling like, oh, I'm pretty, that's nice, but then also thinking, this feels wrong. Why are you complimenting me by saying I'm prettier than my friend? We've all had this one, being told I had a Jezebel spirit anytime my opinion was different than a man's. I can't tell you how much I love having a Jezebel spirit because it usually just means that I'm right. Anytime that women I knew came forward about some kind of essay and they were ignored and the perpetrator was always promoted. This goes from boys in church, pastors, leaders, Trump. Countless examples that make it so clear. One time I didn't let a man open a door for me because in the moment it was super inconvenient for me to wait for him to come and open the door for me. And his response was verbatim that if women would let men open doors for them more often, there would probably be less rape. Those were his words. These are just a few of the things that were said to me, but it could not be any more clear how women are viewed by conservatives.